you are shifting into your star phase. Your star phase is, it's really happening collectively for a lot of people, where we are aligning with one of the most shiny and authentic versions of ourselves. This phase, to really come out in your full shine, it's a transformation that's going to take about a year. But this, from when you're watching this and for about a year, there's this rapid speed in your shine just coming out more and more. And what that shine is your true self. It's your authentic self. It is, somehow whatever you've been doing, your healing work, your manifesting work, your you work, has really prepared you for this moment to get rid of decades of programs to really start aligning with one of the most authentic versions of yourself you have ever seen. And you will see the shine. It will show up in your relationships, in your love life, in your success, in your art, in your voice. There is this deeper level of radiance and illumination that you're going to be coming to the table within this next year. And illuminate the world. If you're not on my email list, well, if you want this free screensaver, get on my email list. If you're already on my email list, just go to the shop page on my website, but I'll put a link below. So the other thing about this reading is I'm interested in also expanding myself and doing things a little differently. So I wanted to do this reading more as an adventure of choice of where you want to choose to go down the path of which reading you want. So it's not just pick a card, it's pick a path. And then at the end of that reading, there's going to be pick which star that wants to give you your final star message. So I'll tell you those paths in a moment. But before you jump into that, there's an overarching animal that wants to share its wisdom with you, that wants to share a couple of things. That's also just the energy right now. It's octopus energy. So one, octopus is like tons of tentacles everywhere, juggling. There's a lot going on. So this talks about, like, if you feel overwhelmed, you're just expanding. So just endure whatever is happening because you're actually expanding. And speaking of expansion and how octopus expands in every direction, there is something really important about empowering past versions of yourself. I saw this thing, someone put a picture of their child self on their bathroom mirror. So it really helped her every time she might say something nasty about herself in the mirror. When she saw that picture, she was so kind and loving to herself. So if there's anything you can do, if you need to work with like visual journeys with powerful mythical creatures to see your past self empowered, that is going to actually influence you now and you going forward, because your past empowerment actually is such a big deal to jump you into a more powerful state now and in the future. And then lastly, he is the master of identity shifting. He can put his tentacle against a rock, change the color of his skin to the color of the rock, change the texture of his skin to match the texture of the rock. That's nuts, guys. Like, that is major identity shifting. And it can shape its body to mimic another sea creature to then look like that. So he is the master of identity shifting, which leads me to why you should definitely come to my identity shift workshop, August 18th, virtual and in person in New York City. But there is something about this phase that we're going into where you have to be stern in practice and consistently aligning with this higher version and choosing to align with the identity that you seek to be. And I think there's so much triggers and old stories that come up that, how do we stay in that version of ourselves? How do we first even freaking align to it? And then how do we stay in it? And how do we continue the practice? So this is what the workshop's going to be all about. There will be movement, there will be breath work, there will be Kundalini, there will be sound medicine, voice medicine, 2 hours, and then a 19-day challenge to keep us consistent in that. Because this star phase that you're in, you need it. It is asking you to finally freaking become the thing that you've been working toward for years. Yeah, all the info below. The promo code is NOW, NOW, to join this workshop. Now, let's get to your reading. Path number 1, star people. Star path number 1 is for those who, and I want you to think about this 50-50. You are for the majority, you feel pretty good and pretty aligned and are the majority of the time in your alignment, but you get set back sometimes, but you're good at, you get yourself back on the horse again and you're staying in that. It's like you still deal with tests and difficulties that throw you off, but for the most part, you're in your empowerment. You know that you're manifesting the thing, and congratulations, because that's an awesome place to be. So that's star path number 1. Star path number 2 is for my togglers. You're the ones who are so back and forth. You're in alignment, out of alignment, in alignment, out of alignment. I believe in myself. I don't believe in myself. I feel great. I'm triggered. I feel great. I'm triggered. It's just like consistently back and forth. Those are star path people number 2. And star path people number 3 are the ones who have that. There is this little glimmer of fire in your heart, and you know something has got to get better, and you know that you were created for more, but oh my God, you are so overwhelmed by disbelief in yourself, by too good to be true, by insecurity, by I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, so you know there is some light in you that is screaming to set yourself aflame, but you have so many programs that are telling you that that will never happen. So those are for my star path number 3 peoples. I cannot wait to meet you on your path. Oh, and guess what? Because I'm expanding and I'm trying to do things a little differently, for the first time ever, I'm incorporating another deck, Sacred Rebels. I just think I get messages from, Animal Apothecary, my card deck, and my new Body Tech deck, which is still in creation. And they hold a certain frequency and energy with certain kind of like themes. But I feel like there's more themes that need to come out. So definitely right below, if you have some like, I want freaking fantastical, amazing decks. I got into this deck a long, long time ago, and I really don't read other decks. So this is something really new where I'm going to see if I can pick up and intuit from just looking at the pictures and the words on the card and not reading it. So that's hopefully you like what I do. All right, friends, I love you, and I'll see you on your path. Path number 1, freaking congratulations. And you know what? I just think I'm going to take a big freaking assumption guess and assume that you're a rare one. Like, most people are probably path 2 or 3. So this fell out, so Sacred Boundaries. Yep, of course, because you're so freaking powerful. Because this is like about, I don't know if you like listen to me rant about like the other paths, specifically path 2, toggling between like I'm in, I'm out, I believe in myself, I don't. What's going on with you is there's a conscious maturity that you have leveled up into, and that is using your boundaries within yourself. You might have awesome work with outside boundaries, but I'm not interested in the outside. I'm interested in you having boundaries and direction over your thought. Tiger is all about sacred boundaries, because in the jungle, he's like, no to the tigers. Like, you can't live in my hood because you're going to eat all my food. So get out. But I want to live near water. I'm one of the only felines who loves to play in water. So come, bring. So what that demonstrates to me is that you're really good at when the thoughts come up, like, no, and then bringing in the thoughts that feel good. So kudos to you. And the first, I actually wanted to get a message from just about your congratulations, just that you're doing so good, and to be really proud of yourself, because you're, you know, it's just such a warrior thing to be in the majority, feeling in alignment. It is so awesome and kind of rare. So I just wanted to get pull a card from the part of life being like, you are doing so good. Life like congratulating you, like you're doing so freaking good. Okay, while you wait though, because you're still, you know, patiently, you're in it, you're aligning with it, but you still haven't seen it. So what is the patience of waiting want to share with you? There's 2. And then the thing that's coming towards you, it's like you want it wants you. What does it want to share with you? The thing that is coming towards you, that you are conjuring up, that you are creating. And then from our bodies, and you know what, I'm going to throw in, because I'm trying to be experimental, and watch how experimental I am. I'm just going to try to gauge. I got this a long time ago, and I don't really read other people's cards. Every now and then I'll get into it. Sacred Rebel by Alana Fairchild. And her cards are really freaking cool when I would like read their deep meaning. So let's see. I'm doing this live on camera if I can even read it. So just a message about from her deck to you about just being a freaking star, which there's going to be more star power information coming to you, but you're going to pick which star. It's just information on you being a star. Okay. So life's congratulating you. What is life? Any guidance and wisdom from life? Oh, movement. Movement is going to be really, really helpful for you in this transition. And this is for the body, since this is about you moving your body, and this is saying you're emerging into something. There is something that you have come out of that has been really almost like, it's almost like you took the energy of whatever was just so intense in your life, and you transformed it into something that is so freaking valuable. And there's this level of confidence brewing within you because you are in this alignment with that version of you who is one of your truest selves, who is one of your most authentic selves. That is like, it just feels freaking open. It's like, it feels, whatever is coming up with this, and we're going to get back to the movement in a second, but I just feel like there is something about this next level of yourself. It's not charged with one emotion this way or the other. It's not like extreme. It just feels like satisfying, like it feels whole. It's not like a super high, and it's not like a super low. It's almost like there's some kind of balance that you've been coming into. But life congratulating you is also asking you your movement to kind of like get this thing to continue to stay in this alignment. Anything you can do with your body. And the Emerge card came up, which is really just kind of you metaphorically making, and I'm going to show you this movement to kind of demonstrate, I have emerged. I have come from this hell. I am emerging into the freaking star. So in the picture, it's like someone is like crouching down and then they're rising above. And you could do this like, and you always have to get your breath in. Like you breathe in. Do it 9 times, or even just sitting, if you're sitting watching this, you can do to just randomly include your body at different moments, to randomly just connect to your body, just like even, I don't even care what you do, because this is about even shaking, because it says shake, heal, release, move on. Shaking your body, getting everything. There is something that with your leveling up, there is so much change within yourself that you need to kind of like support the when your consciousness is changing in your body, it affects your biology, it affects everything, and movement is going to make this like a smoother transition for you. Okay, while you wait, and I just turned over, even though this is about your star power, so this is like one of the cards, it's not my card, and it's from the Sacred Rebels book or deck. Relax the hold of darkness and beat cause. So look at how this person is glowing. So this was information about you being a star. So there is something, I feel like, again, see, there's this activation happening within yourself. There is something like, and when I turned it over, it was while I was looking at the while you wait. So you're being asked to like, it's like there's this patience in waiting while this like light comes from you, while there's this like star energy power kind of just, it's encircling you, it's beaming from you, but it's also something like you're aligning with this thing. It's almost like the light is coming down on her. So it's like you're coming into alignment with the light, right? That is what it is. The light is the truth. The light is like you're shining. All that dark stuff is like the programs. So you're in this alignment, and relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. I mean, it's very like, what does that even mean? But I think there is something about like surrendering, like it's happening, you're in it, it's happening. And the messages from the animals, so we have owl and shark, your highest self is leading you. Your highest self has got your back. You're in alignment with your highest self, that even if there's something going on that you can't fully see, your highest self sees the bigger picture, and that this thing is coming for you. And whenever the fears come in, and this is all while you wait, the fears, and I, again, congratulating you, you've been doing a really good job for the most part, staying in this higher vibe, but the fears are only just a story in your head. They are only, and it just comes back to the like, relax that hold to the darkness. And that's like that hold, keeping like the shark, keeping this like, and feeling like you need to protect yourself with the harpoon. And it's like, this person is only protecting themselves from the story in their head. So in this waiting game, there is some kind of like, you're leading, it's like you don't even know what's going on, but it's happening, and you don't need to know how this is all, it's almost like your surrender to life. You're kind of relaxing to life. You're not needing to control or needing to know when and how, is actually allowing this thing to just to come into you for you to shine your light. And then the manifestation coming to you and what it wants to share, I love this, unknown gift. There is something interesting, because the unknown gift, even though you might have this idea of the thing outside of you coming to you and it's this unknown gift, it's actually, so I wonder if this thing coming to you is activating your unknown gift within yourself. Okay, so this thing that you have been hoping for on the outside is actually being activated by, when it aligns with you, it's helping activate something different within yourself, something that you didn't even know about, or maybe you kind of knew, but it activated it on this bigger level. And just because unknown gift, and I'm in this like experimental mode where I'm like, let me just try to pull a card from this deck again, that let's see if I can read it. Faith in the process. So it's all freaking happening. It's all freaking happening for you. And there's just something about, I just feel it too with this card deck, Sacred Rebels. There is something so kind of like your DNA. It's almost like you're coming into this alignment. And that even if you get knocked off, like knowing that like this is actually a part of the process, that yes, sometimes even though you're mostly in the like, for the most part, you're feeling pretty good and you get knocked off sometimes, when you get knocked off, it's gonna feel that much worse because you're just like, you know what it feels like to be in alignment. So it almost feels paralyzing or like triggers you even harder because you're in that. But just there's something to know that like you're supposed to, there's something about those triggers, there's something about those moments that are here to they're here to open the light more. They're here to open the light more. As much as they feel like they're pulling you back, they're actually opening the light more because they're making you face some level of darkness that's actually pushing up some kind of other resource of more light within yourself. Okay. For this last part, and this is the message from your freaking star. The star within you, the star within you, the star power within you. Are you star number 1? Are you star number 2? Or do you want to pick star number 3? Whatever you want to go to, scroll on over star number 1, star number 2, or star number 3. Numero dos. Okay, so you guys definitely should come to my identity shift workshop because the thing is, like, you can taste it, you can get in that vibe, but like you're constantly falling back into the old story, like so much that it really kind of slows down you reaching this quicker or at all. So I'm also going to be using, just because I like experimenting with this and it's very new for me and I'll just see what I come up with. A long time ago, I got this Sacred Rebels card deck, and it is really cool, like really beautiful when I would read it. And I'm not going to be reading it with you guys, but I will see if I can kind of like intuitively pick on like some of the guidance that comes from the images, from the words on the card. So we'll be using Animal Apothecary Body Tech and some Sacred Rebels because I need to expand too. Like I think the other thing when we're identity shifting, when we're aligning with this like bigger, newer version of ourselves, they're also doing things that we're uncomfortable with and that aren't necessarily normal for us. So I'm like, okay, I gotta do that too. So I wanna, because it's this back and forth, like I wanna get information from your belief, pulling different cards. I want to get information from your disbelief. I want to get information from you staying in it. Like you need, like, just like freaking, like for the majority, like I want you to like jump into path number 1. So path number 1s were the one who are like, for the majority, they're in alignment. So standing for the majority in your alignment. And then what your body wants to share with you. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, wow. Cool. So first, your belief is so beautiful because it's like when you're in alignment with that thing, it feels like abundance. It feels like, it's like that is when you're actually, that higher belief is your true self. That higher belief is you being in alignment with a greater thing, with life. That belief is actually the truth of you. And I love this because you also got trust yourself. So there is something about when you're in this belief, like look at like, we're in abundance. Look at how in abundance she is. She has every creature of the world like helping and assisting her and with her, and she is dynamic and multifaceted, and she's in trust. So the irony is that, I mean, it's not ironic, I guess, but that trust is the superpower. Trust is the supreme force that magnetizes the thing to you. So I guess your disbelief is really just not trusting yourself. There is something so freaking powerful and magnetic and like brilliant about this version that you are ready to become. Like you're here, you're clicking on this because you're a freaking star. You are like, this thing is in you. It's created for you to like, because the thing about this card is saying, this is you in alignment. So when you believe in the thing, it means you're in alignment. There is some kind of like, your tuning fork is just so perfectly attuned with this like fuller freaking version of you. Now, your disbelief, so we have keep trying and visions of life beyond death. Keep trying is such a freaking annoying card for me, and that is what I think your disbelief, the story is always like, you gotta keep trying, you gotta keep trying, you gotta keep trying, like you never get it, like you gotta keep trying, you gotta keep trying, you gotta keep trying, like 5 years later, like you gotta keep trying. And like, hell yeah, I freaking love you for your perseverance. I love you for not giving up after this long. Like that is so freaking cool. But when I'm seeing visions of life beyond death, also there's a, where's that number? 4-4. So 4-4-4, if that's, has a meaning for you. But there is, it's almost like your disbelief. Let me see if I can gauge this. Visions of life beyond death. There's something limiting that you are like subscribing to about yourself. And that is where the disbelief comes in. And that is why there is such a heavy version that only sees themselves so far and can't go beyond this. And actually you need to give this thing death. And like, it's weird, right? Like when we're triggered, like how much do you honor, I feel this way? And how much do you say, F you, you're not even freaking real. You're some stupid story that's making me feel like crap. How much more do I have to coddle and freaking feel you? So like, and it's both of them are right. Both of these things where there is a part of you, you have to feel it. You like have to accept it. You have to embrace it. You have to kind of like be there for yourself. But then when is that point where it's like, okay, this is just making me feel like crap. And I'm actually like nursing a freaking program here. Like that thing, like you're not good enough. Like, let's just like keep feeling it. Like, ugh. So there is something so much bigger beyond you that I think is like, it's really time to give death to this old version of yourself, that disbelief, because the disbelief I think is also aligned with a lot of efforting and a lot of trying and just like, oh my God, it's always freaking trying and it never really seems to get to the thing. And you standing, so the next thing we got information was you standing in this identity shift, you aligning with this version of you, like this version of you, who's trusting the process, who is standing in alignment in their abundance, who's connected to something bigger than themselves, but is like a part of it, but also is like guided by it, and who is connected to the sun. Like, you're the freaking sun, guys. Like, you're not even just the star, like you're the freaking sun. And you're so powerful that you stupidly fall for the power of, it's not stupid because it's just so real. Like, you're so powerful that you believe you're this thing that has to just keep trying, and then you align with always keep trying, and then you just always keep trying because you've aligned with always keep trying, because you're just that powerful. And the other thing is that I think this death, giving it, there's going to be a couple things that happen for you. Your wisdom is going to pop off. Your conscious maturity is going to pop off. Your ability to see the magic in darkness instead of being afraid of it. And I think that you're going to feel so much more freaking beautiful. How hot is that? Like, how freaking hot is that? Like, feeling beautiful. That's a gift. I digress because I was supposed to tell you what's standing in this, your abundance and this trust in yourself and this expanded version of yourself is saying you stand in it when you give death to this other thing, right? And back to the disbelief is saying, like, there needs to be some kind of, I mean, I'm not, visions beyond death, like, there's just something, okay, first of all, visions beyond death is like almost like, for me, like knowing what could happen after you die, which is like, that's impossible, right? But like, it's so expansive for you because it just brings me back to like, there's something so limited about those programs you've been running on, and that's the thing that has to like die for you to like see beyond the old limited story. And then you can see beyond, once that thing is the death, then you get the visions beyond the death. And then you have in the world, not of the world. Girl, boy, whatever you identify as, yo. Like, you are here to freaking do something incredible, do something powerful, shine, like, and you're here to know this world and then like be other, like worldly, like be, yeah, you're in this world, but you're not of it. Like okay. So you know how I was saying you toggle between these two aspects of yourself, these two worlds. I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. This is you freaking standing in this like whatever 3D physical world, and also being like, whatever 3D circumstance comes to you, you can see it and it's like you're unaffected by it, right? You're not so there's some kind of wisdom leveling up coming for you where you're just like, you can be in it and you can be unaffected because there is something dynamic and spiritual and powerful because you're in your freaking power. I love this. And then the body card, the body tech deck, assurance. This is your future self coming to be like, you did it. We freaking did it. I love this for you guys because I feel like I align with you guys a lot. I've just tipped over to path 1, I think. But I'm not at the like, oh, I'm just kind of touching my toe into being more in alignment with this next level or with this new identity. But dang, was I in it just is like, so I just like have so much freaking compassion for you because, and that is what I have learned. And when I'm talking about conscious maturity, it's not like a diss to you because like, I realize that my maturity level, my conscious maturity level was just so immature, because just seeing how these outside circumstances that are really like, who freaking cares? Like, seriously, like, there's a war going on, and that is the thing that makes you like triggered on the inside. Like, this stupid thing on the outside is the like, so I would just look at myself like, oh my God, it's a maturity thing. Like, it's a conscious maturity. So I'm really working on my own conscious wisdom leveling up, and I really sincerely think if that is something you want to work on too, this identity shift workshop, it will be awesome. It will be cool. There will be a 19-day after kind of ritual and like thing that we're going to stick to as a group to do, because it's practice. Identity shifting and aligning and staying in that next version of you is one, how you're going to manifest it, because you have to become it. But becoming it is warrior style, man. Like, you gotta, like, you know, what do we do when we're triggered and it messes you up for 2 days? What do we, like, all those things. So all those things will be discussed, and the promo code now, all the info below. Oh, and the last thing to conclude your reading is pick star 1, pick star 2, or pick star 3, and that will conclude your reading. My number 3s. Okay, so I just want to tell you that I love you so much, because there was a very long time that I was in the path of the 3s, of just, I would have these huge kind of dreams for myself, and so much of me didn't believe in myself. And I just want to say that you can get really far not believing in yourself. I mean, so there's that. Okay? Like, it's action, right? Like, if you go for it and most of you doesn't believe in yourself, like, you can still do some pretty epic, amazing things. Because I watched myself do these, and then slowly you get more confidence and more confidence. But eventually, and I feel like in the last few years, like, obviously I leveled up out of like really not believing in myself to, for the majority, believing in myself. But it's just crazy how those disbeliefs have just held me back for so long, and I would rather you not spend the next years going through this. So I don't mean to be a freaking salesman, but like, you especially need to come to this identity shift workshop, because it's just, we can't do it anymore. You don't, like, you clearly, you're watching this because you're a star. You're watching this because there is something in your heart that is like, it's got to be better than this, and there's something so much bigger, and I know, but like, I don't know how to get there, and like, I don't know what to do, and I just, like, even when I do try, like, I just feel emotional right now just saying this, because I was that freaking person. Like, I just know how much there is this thing of wanting to shine and be who you really are, but like 90% of you is like, life is suffering, or that's too good to be true, or whatever story. So I want to connect to that belief in you. I want to, I'm just writing something down. I want to get information from that, even if it, because that's the flame. Let's get information from that light in you, no matter how freaking small, because that's the light that's going to set everything freaking on fire. I am going to be using another deck. Don't usually use other decks, but I'm experimenting, so just want to give shout out to Sacred Rebels. We'll be using that deck too. So that flame within you. So flame. And now your overwhelming disbelief in yourself. Get a message from them. And then I want to get information in, I'm just writing something down. The flame, like being set on fire with the flame of your light, being set on fire to become, just see yourself like, and I even see there's some kind of transmutation, the hell you've been through, the hell you felt on the inside, even if it didn't seem like something that crazy on the outside, there is something on the inside that is the power to all that pain and all that darkness was one, the pain is the fire and the darkness is for you to light it up. It is like, so what is that flame and that darkness that is here to set the world on freaking fire with their power? I want to share. And then what does your body want to share? Okay. Wow. Okay. So that flame within you, the first cards we pulled, that light, your light, even if it's that huge dream that feels too good to be true, that thing, no, it's true. You were created for this. There is something that you were created for, that you are meant to share with others, that you are a freaking light bringer, my friend. Like, see this dog, this seeing eye dog who is leading the blind, who is leading the people who can't see, who is literally leading the people in darkness. And that is not only, that's the thing, is like this thing that you were created for, you not doing it is going to make you feel like hell, because it's actually your medicine. You were created to do this. So if you're not doing it, you will be sick. If you do not step into your freaking purpose, if you do not share your gifts with others, you will be sick. Mentally, physically, whatever. Like, and that could just mean like having anxiety all the time or whatever. There is something that, like, if you're not doing what you were created to do, it will make you ill. And the cool thing is that thing you were created to do is here to bring other people into the light, because you're a freaking light bringer, because there's even something about like, there's something that with your work that you do, that you express, that you share, your kind of friendship, your kind of service, it is healing for other people. It is like, but that medicine that you're bringing to others is your freaking medicine. It's more your medicine. It is their medicine, but it's more your medicine. And you cannot freaking, it's like the airplane thing. Like, you gotta put the oxygen on the kid before you put it on yourself. No, you gotta put the oxygen on you before you put it on someone else. So it's like, I love that the thing that is going to be most fulfilling, and you might be like, well, what is my purpose? I don't know, but I can guarantee you know there is something in you that knows there's something more. It doesn't matter if you're not even sure yet. That just means it's waiting to be awakened. It's waiting to be discovered. And this is the phase in the journey. Like, this is just the phase. Like, it's the dark night of the soul maybe for you. It is the phase of darkness where you find your freaking light. But you do have some amazing purpose that you're meant to share with others. She feels, she knows, and because people love a number, it's number 22. So there's a peacock feather in her hair, which is all about, for me, beauty and sharing. Right, like showing, like self-expression, showing. But like, let's go back to the beauty. There is something about this discovery and this purpose that you have, that you will share, if you're not already sharing it, is almost like a beauty enhancer. Like, you're going to become more beautiful the more you step into this version of yourself. Like, you will actually physically become more freaking beautiful. How cool is that? You're going to become more beautiful. And those little hints of, even though it might be overtaken by the program, hijacking you, saying that's too good to be true, those little hints you get, there's got to be something bigger, there's got to be something better, I know I was created for something more, is the knowing. That's you. That's your knowing coming out. That is not, it's the programs that shut it down, that want to make you feel small and limited. It's the freaking knowing that is just whispering and screaming at the same time. It's a scream whisper because it's screaming to you, but you have so many other programs going on that it feels like, wait, did I hear that right? Your disbelief. So here's when I channel disbelief's highest potential is to turn into belief. So your block's highest potential is turning into something open and expansive. So when I'm connecting to your disbelief right now, it's actually coming through with the intention of turning into belief. So it shares cool information. It's like you're in the middle of a transformation. You're not out of this transformation. This is about you going through the hellfire of your small self and turning into something so much bigger than you could ever dream of. Something that seems foreign, yet kind of like, no, it just seems like another, like this version of you has been calling you to become it this whole time. And it might be scream whispering at the moment, but this version of you is calling you to align with this, right? So there's that's a thing going on. But so it's magnetized you, it's drawing you to it. It's like, come watch this reading right now. Like, I'm going to speak to you through this reading. There's some huge transformation, and it's hell, right? It's like the fire. It's like, it's alchemy, man. Like, it's the heat that turns the base metals into gold. So there is some level of expression and freedom in your expression to be your most authentic and true self that is coming through the darkness that you deal with now, through the disbelief, through all this BS that you can't stand, is actually what's needed, that energy, to turn it into the exact opposite. So it's like it's awesome and sucks, but awesome because it ends awesome for you. New birth, guarded vigilantly. So there is something happening for you. There is this, like, something is coming out in you. There is something that you are giving birth to, and it is this new version of you. And I think it's very delicate. I think it's very raw, and I think it gets easily smashed down by the disbeliefs. People could look at this card and could say, like, you might have these fun new ideas, be careful who you share it with, because some people just, like, they might see you as that version of yourself who's the one that has been this version, not really, like, making it, and, like, who has a hard time. So then when you share that idea with them, they kind of they don't understand that you're becoming this new version who is capable of holding this new thing. So that could be one thing of just, like, careful who you share this next level of yourself, who you're turning into. Like, glow up without needing maybe to share it with too many people. And that, I don't even know if that really is for you or not. But I just think there's something really... See how she's in the darkness, and there's just, like, this hint, like, I almost feel like that's the thing that is, like, your truth. That's the thing that is, like, whispering in your ear, like, there is something more, there is something bigger. So I think it gets really bogged down by all of those programs and all those things. But there is this it's just delicate because your programs are so loud at this point. Like, they're so loud. They're so freaking overwhelming and loud. And like, it's okay. You have given birth to something, and it's gonna kind of fly away to keep its own safety when you get inundated by those old beliefs. And then when you're kind of not fully in it, it comes back and it's like, remember me? Like, you have this big purpose. Like, you're a star. Like, there is something. And then the programs will be like, that's too good to be true. And then it flies away. And it's like, I'll come back when this thing isn't crazy and scary. Your flame that has set the world afire, your star power. I love this. Claim your freaking power and dream a beautiful dream. Look at how, like, this dream has set the world. It illuminated the world. It's like that little star then illuminates the entire world. So claim your power is about really owning how powerful you are and taking, like, okay, I'm creating my reality and it sucks. And that, then it's like, you'll probably give yourself a hard time because you're probably really good at that. So now you're like, well, wow, I've created this and it sucks. So who do I got to blame? So, that's not what this is about. And that's a real thing too, is like blaming yourself for, the cool thing about where you are is that all this darkness was needed. Like, all this non-belief in yourself, all this not good enough, all of it. Because it only means you're going to experience the exact opposite of it. The only way for you to experience amazing things is to first experience it's like, you can't know hot without cold. You can't know one thing without knowing the opposite. So this has just allotted you the freaking ability to know. So just think of your circumstance, whatever you hate about it. What's the opposite? Well, that's meant for you to experience because you couldn't know that opposite without knowing that opposite. If that makes sense. So this is just about really claiming your power over your thoughts. That there is something, and I'm just telling you, like, this whole thing for you and where you're at is an entire workshop, and it's called Identity Shift Now. So just like sign up below, like, it's time. Okay. Like, you got to claim your power, and like, that's what we're doing in this workshop, because it's claiming your freaking power over who you're choosing to be, and freaking making sure that your dream is here to set the freaking world aflame. I mean, wait a minute, hold on. The fact that we said this was all about setting the world aflame with your, like the flaming up, Look at the freaking world is on fire. That is what you are created to do. I'm sorry, you need to come to my workshop, because if you pick this reading, your head is in the gutter. I've been there. You got to come to my Identity Shift Now. Now, NOW is the promo code, virtual in person. And this was the body tech. Do I even need to explain if you just look at it? Like, look at emerge. They're coming out of the fire. There's a lot of fire. Look, okay, interesting. So you're also being asked to understand that the hellfire you have been in is the same fire that's going to illuminate the freaking world. That's kind of awesome. So, and in this is like, she's emerging into her most amazing confidence, into her most amazing self-authority. And something you can do is just to get in your body constantly, always getting in your body. You can actually practice this, like, see yourself emerging, or just sit and anytime you can just do something for 5 seconds, like, you could do that 19 times in a row, or you could do it 3, just anything to connect with your body, and then to align the thought of emerging out of fire. So let's just do it 3 freaking times. See yourself in fire, breathe in and out. In, Squeeze everything. See yourself in fire and out. Breathe in. See yourself in fire, fire, fire. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, and push out. Emerge. So that's body tech. You align your thought to a body movement, and then you kind of like activate that technology of whatever the metaphor of that thing you just did. Basically, it's just like, it's like you act as if, man, you're doing the body tech, you're programming yourself with the body tech, like I just emerged out of fire. So you put your body, you envision that, you do the thing, and then you just did it. You just did it, and you programmed yourself. That's a programming. The last thing for you is pick star 1, pick star 2, or pick star 3. And that will conclude your reading. Are you star 1, star 2, or star 3? Star 1! Of course you picked star number 1. Okay. I gotta say I'm having fun using like a different, like incorporating new decks, because I just didn't know. And it, like, you know, you kind of like get certain stories constantly with using the same decks. And I just like, I'm so pleasantly surprised that this is really fun to use another deck. So we're just pulling one card for you guys. We're pulling one from Sacred Rebels, one from my Animal Apothecary. So this is what your star power wants you to know. You are the freaking star. You are number 1. I'm sorry, deal with it. And then what your body as a star wants to share. All right. Amazing. Okay, a couple of things. You are freaking evolving. You're taking, okay, we talked about octopus in the beginning. So we know that it means you're expanding in all directions. You need to be going and visually like empowering your past version, seeing them empowered, because that amplifies you, or that pushes your empowerment forward when you empower your backward self. This is about you shape-shifting. This is about you aligning and staying in the identity shift. We heard that in the beginning. What this card is also about is that you've been taking on a lot. You've been juggling, and your star power is actually, you got restore and replenish. So there is something about you are shifting, you are shifting, and it takes a lot of energy to shift, to stay in that, and there is just some kind of rest mode, just a little bit of like chillness that your body is asking from you. And your body is also saying transmute and triumph. Like, you have been able to turn the hellfire of everything you have gone through and turn it into freaking light. Like, you are here to transmute no matter what is going on for you. Like, see, look at, they're creating the light. Remember, you're my number 1 stars. Like, they are the ones. So, I think that's what that's about, is that your body is a transmuter. So your feelings, everything, all the hell that you've went through is so you can transmute it and turn it into light and shine like a freaking star. See, she turned that fire, she pulled it up through her chakras. She also balanced herself. There's so much going on in this card. Like, so she pushed it out through her consciousness and into a sun, or into illumination. She's also super balanced though. So she's not, it's like that conscious maturity thing. Like, she's not getting so triggered by everything. And she has like spectacular freaking boundaries. Like, no one messes with her. And then she calls in what she wants. So this is your body is like, this is you. This, if you haven't experienced this yet, this is saying this is what your body is capable, like this is what your body wants you to know it can do. It can take your hellfire and turn the fire into illuminating the world. It can be balanced in its maturity of not getting triggered by every outside situation and falling back into the old story. It can stay in its illumination identity. It can say freaking no to what doesn't serve it, what doesn't honor its value, and it can ask for what it wants in life. All right, I love you, number ones. Okay, numero dos. My number 2 stars. All right, we're gonna pick one card from each deck. And this is what is your star power I want to share with you. Star power. Oh my God, you're such a freaking star. Oh, whoa. Number one's got the same body tech deck card. Okay, so inspiration. I think there's something waiting for you to discover. Okay, there's that. Like, I think there's something right in front of your freaking face. There is some idea, something. Okay, there is some really beautiful thing that is waiting for you to discover it. And often before those discoveries, we feel really frustrated. We feel uninspired. We feel some kind of a block, but there is something there for you that, and I love that this is what the star wants you to know, because look at when she gets that inspiration, what does it look like? It's like a star. It's light coming to her. So there's this, I just think you have to ask life, like you have to say some prayers, like, please, help me connect to this inspiration, because it's from life. It is from something bigger. Just pray, just have a conversation with life to connect to this, because it's just like, you gotta, sometimes we just have to surrender and ask life for, all the time, but surrender and ask life for help, because this is some kind of divine inspiration coming in. So if there is some programming blocking it, then you can ask divinity, could you help me connect to this? So praying for that. And it also aligns with your purpose that you're meant to share with others. It's something that is really awesome for others to witness or partake or receive. This is a cool inspiration, something. So maybe it's some kind of a gift that is helpful in like star powering you out. Okay, immense growth. You're vulture, be patient. Like, just be patient. You're at the end of a cycle. You're giving death to this old identity. There's something you're giving death to, and it's just been a lot. So just be patient. It's not over yet. It's almost there. Vulture comes when it's almost dead. And your body is like, yo, this is such a warrior freaking card. Your body is like, I am the ultimate freaking transmuter. I took the hellfire of my traumas and I freaking absorbed it through my freaking spine chakras, and then I blasted it as light out of my head to illuminate the world. And then I got my sword of like boundaries, because no one can freaking mess with me. And then I'm so freaking balanced on the inside because I'm consciously wise and I don't let the 3D freaking trigger me. And I freaking got my hand up calling in what I want. So yeah, that's what your body wants you to know in that voice. All right, number doses, you're freaking awesome. I love you. I love you. I love it. Okay. Un, deux, trois, numero 3. Save the best for last. That's what's up. Okay, 3s. Number 3s. We're picking one from each deck. This is, what does your star power want to share with you? What does your body want to share about your star power? What does your star power want to share with you? Wow. Some of these can't. Oh, yo. Really? Like number 3 kind of is like the best for last. Okay. So your star power is also the thing that, like, I don't know, is it one first and then the other? Like, your star power is you getting in alignment with, like, the universal, like, energetic vortex. What does that even mean? It's you're in freaking alignment. And it's massive freaking abundance because you understand that you're the abundance, and then life reflects that abundance back to you. And then you're in alignment with the freaking sun, the source, the light. And you're like this channel, this vessel, but you're also being protected by something bigger than yourself that's clearing the path because you've surrendered. Instead of feeling like you need to know how and when, you're allowing this trust, which is like the magnetic force to like align and kind of get this manifestation. So you're trusting universe, life, something bigger than yourself. So it's leading you to this. What it's leading you to is that you're the freaking gift. You're the freaking gift. It's almost like they get in this vortex, they're all in a freaking alignment, and then they become the vortex. And they got a freaking diamond on their head. This practice, Sat Kriya, is super cool. If you want to learn it, just put Sat Kriya, Sat, S-A-T, Kriya is K-R-Y-A, in the comments below. It's just like a really cool Kundalini movement you can do for up to 3 minutes every day. I would do it for 19 days. And it makes you more shiny, it makes you more magnetic, it clears weird sexual blocks. It's really cool. But last but not least, in the world, not of it. So this is saying that there's some kind of, what is the word? Mastery of physical, spiritual, physical consciousness. Like, you can be of this world and not like so affected by it. Like, that's what's leveling up for you, is like you're not so freaking affected by the 3D, and you're able to be like this channel, this vessel, and like gain this inspiration and like be open to this, like the cosmos and everything, and like still like live this life, still have fun with the abundance, still like deal with the BS, like, but you're so beyond it at the same freaking time. And you can handle it, and you can actually prosper more because it's like there's some mastery that's happening with you where you're like also learning how to bend reality, which is super freaking cool. All right, I love you so much, and I would love for you to come to my workshop. So all the info below. Peace, love you.